below. Hi, I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts. Today we're going to take a look at the One Sheet Wonders Easel Kit. This is the One Sheet Wonders Easel Kit by Hunkydory. This is a self-contained kit. It's called One Sheet Wonders because each page has all the components to build a single card. And these cards are specialty cards. All of these cards have an easel design, so all of these cards stand up. In this pad, you'll receive 16 sheets, which will make 2 each of the card designs that you see. And those designs are in 4 different styles. Today we're going to take a look at those finished cards, and we're also going to go through together and make 1 each of the 4 styles so that we can ensure that you're comfortable with how those are assembled. So let's get started. I also thought I'd mention that the envelopes are actually included for your cards. So this really is a self-contained kit because all the pieces are in your kit other than your adhesive. And if you want to put ribbons on the bookmarks, you'll need a little piece of ribbon, of course scissors to clip the ribbon. Everything else is included in the kit. So it's an excellent kit to take with you when you travel or you're on the road for some reason. Okay, first let's take a look at our card styles. This will be the first style. This is called a twist easel. And obviously the twist comes from the fact that the image kind of sits off to the side. It folds flat to send. This one's will fit in a 4x4 envelope very comfortably. And it stands up. We get 2 of each design. So here's the second bird. Oops. And then we have this pretty little basket of flowers. And we're going to make another of those baskets. So let's get going on that. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to start by popping our pieces out of the base sheet. So we'll gently take out each of these pieces. And one of the things that I love about Hunkydory is that they just don't believe in wasting space. So you're actually going to find that you have a couple of extras on this sheet. I don't want you to think you did something wrong when you get done and you have a couple of pieces left. Set those greetings aside for a moment. Next, we're going to take this piece and we're going to pop out the center. Now we are not using this center piece. This is an extra piece of art that's given to us to make something out of later. Inside of that, we're going to attach this frame piece. Now, Hunkydory talks about doing this with red liner tape, and you certainly could do that. I think you could even make these out of just your regular finger lift tape. I'm choosing to use glue on this project, even though I'm a real advocate of finger lift tape, because I found that some of these pieces you want to slide around just a bit to get a perfect placement, and glue allows me to do that. With tape, once it's down, and I'm kind of stuck with the placement. But like trying to center this and make sure that I get a nice even edge around it, I just enjoy being able to move that a little bit to get it right where I want it. So I have adhered my little silver frame to the inside of this frame. Now I'm going to attach this frame over this image with some foam squares, allowing them to stand up just a little bit to really highlight the fact that we have this image framed. I was just trying to see how many foam squares I used before. I actually used quite a few. I omitted foam squares from my list of supplies. You will want some foam squares. Just put a few. You don't need 100 of them, but because we're making this stand out to kind of create that image, I'm going to use a few more than normal. I'd say 3 or 4 to a side. And maybe just one more here. Okay. Peel these off. After we released the first video on the One Card Wonders Reveal kit, I got lots and lots of questions about the glue bottle. Yes, these. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble our card. We're actually going to assemble this with the two face pieces together, which just doesn't look right at all, but I want the printed side to the inside. I'm going to fold this up, and this is where I'm going to attach my base piece. And I can do that. You'll see there's a little notch in the corners here. I'm going to put this piece right up into those notches. See that? That's how we're going to do that. So I'm just going to add a little glue for my base piece. I'm getting lots of questions about the little glue bottles. And yes, we do have those available now. I have mine filled with Cosmic Shimmer glue. I usually recommend either Tattered Lace or Cosmic Shimmer. And we have those great big 150 milliliter bottles of Cosmic Shimmer. And you'll remember that those have the kind of real sharp needle kind of point on the bottles. But when they come into us from the manufacturers, we always have at least one out of a shipment that tip is bent on, and I don't want to send them out to customers, so I have quite a supply of those that had built up. And I was looking for something that I could use to put all of that glue in, since the tips were already bent over on my bottles and the caps wouldn't fit right on them anymore. So I took those big bottles and filled up these little needle tip bottles, and I'm loving them. Everybody who's used these bottles in class wanted one, so I've gotten a nice supply of them in. They're only $2 in our store, and you'll see it if you search glue bottle empty. You'll be able to find those in the store. But they're really great. One of the things I like about them is that not only do they have this wonderful little needle tip on them, the cap just hangs there and you can slide it right back on. And this is like a little silicone cap, and it just keeps all the air out. That glue is staying just perfectly at that bottle. And if it does try to clog a little bit, because maybe somebody, me, I'm not as good about putting the cap on as I should be, I can apply a little bit of pressure and the little clog pops right out of there. If necessary, I could run a little pin down through it too, but I haven't even had to do that. They have just worked wonderfully. I have about 6 of them going here on my craft table, and I haven't had a single problem in the several weeks now that I've been using them. So everybody's liking those. I didn't mention a brand because I brought those in from China and they don't have a brand on them, but they're good. Okay, you have lots of choices of sentiments. I have congratulations, thinking of you, best wishes, or with love. Last time I used thinking of you, so this time I think I will say, I'm going to say best wishes. You notice as we were talking here, I've put some foam squares on that little piece and put that down. That's going to become the stopper for my card. What I want to do is once I fold my easel down, I want it to stop at that little bar. So that's why I put foam squares up under it to kind of catch that piece from the top. If you find it's not stopping there and it's kind of falling over on you after you've done that, try recreasing your creases just a little bit. If you're still having any trouble at all, put a second layer of foam squares under here. That'll pop right off. One of the beauties of foam squares is that they're repositionable for a few minutes. Let's see, mine's trying to act up a little bit. But when I recrease my fold a little bit in the back, it's standing up perfectly now. So there you go. That's our first demo. Let's take a look at our next item. Next one we're going to take a look at is this one. And what this is going to make is this adorable little easel. Folds flat to go in the envelope. Stands up and hits the little stopper there. And then one thing that's unique about this one is that you've got this little picture frame, and this piece pulls out to become a bookmark. You can write a little message on the bookmark as well. And then behind the bookmark it has a cute little poem that says, "There's nowhere that I'd rather be than sitting down with you, chatting, laughing, catching up as we share a cup or two." Isn't that cute? And you just slide the bookmark in after it's completed. Let's take a look at how we build that one. I guess I should show you both designs. I love this little girl too. Especially for you is the tag I put on this one. It says, "I wish you a most happy day. May only good things come your way. Should every wish you make come true, all the best from me to you." Especially for you. And that's what I made a birthday card out of this one, but isn't that cute? And we got 2 of each design of those. So let's put one of those together. Like I said, this is our design sheet. We'll pop out our elements here. This is my actual base. This will be on the floor of our card. Here's our little window. And once again, we have an extra piece of art here. Hunkydory just does that for us anytime we have a cutout. So we'll take that off. Here's my bookmark coming out. This is going to be the actual easel part of our mechanism. And then we have a choice of on your special day or happy birthday. Since I've already done a happy birthday, this time I'm going to choose a on your special day. But we have an extra tag for a different project. Okay, let's start with the construction of our window. And what we're going to do is this piece becomes the back of our window. So we are bending this frame up from the back to become the enclosure area for our bookmark. And we've got little score lines here, so we're just going to score on each area. Got kind of a crisp fold to those, so press down a little on them. If you have a folding tool handy, that's a good tool for this job. I'm just using my fingertips because I don't have a folding tool right here. But I've created this little box. And once again, this is they advocate red liner. I'm going to choose to put it on with glue because I found that I needed to adjust it a little bit so it doesn't show through my window. And this was the first one that I did, and that's where I realized that I really wanted the opportunity to be able to move things around just a little bit. Advantages: there's no drying time with tape. Disadvantage: you can't move things. And vice versa with the glue bottle. You can have a little bit of extra time to move things around, but you do have to contend with drying time. You don't have to with the tape. Let's see what I just did. These little sides were trying to kind of show through there. I don't want that. So I'm pushing those out a little bit and just getting this right where I want it so that it holds together nicely, but things don't show through my window that I don't want showing through my window. And it actually acts like you could use just a little more glue on that side. So I tend to go very, very light with my glue lines. And in most cases, I found that that's better to do than not. Now, one possible disadvantage in using glue on anything with foiling is that, of course, if it goes up against the color, it's going to dry clear. You're never going to see it. But if you get glue spots on your foiling, you'll see those. In cases like that, I recommend just taking a very, very, very lightly damp towelette or baby wipe and just wipe it off. You can wipe it right off of there. Don't use something saturated, just a tiny bit of liquid on it and you can wipe that right off without hurting your card at all. Okay, so we've built our little base piece. Now we're going to put our easel piece in, and I decided that I wanted these easel pieces to go like this, because when my cards open, I wanted the pattern side to show. So put a little bit of tape or glue on this little notch here. It's scored there. Put it on the bottom. And just come right up over that flat edge. The end of this egg-shaped piece has a little flat edge at the top, and that's where your easel goes. Now I'm going to attach this piece to the bottom of my card here. So I'm going to put some tape or glue on this piece. And I'm going to position that so that it is right there, center. And now when my card is open, that pretty piece shows. And of course, I'm going to need a stopper for that easel to make it stand up. So I'm going to take my On Your Special Day. I'm going to add some foam squares to it.
What size of foam squares are you using?
I'm using 5 by 5 by 2s, and that's a good question, Bryce. Thanks for bringing that up. If you were using 1mm depth foam squares, you would want to double those because you want it to stand high enough to really catch that piece there. And there we go. Now, only thing left to do is to add our bookmark to the center. Popping out the little hole. Cut myself a little length of ribbon. I will double my ribbon, put through the face. Just put the ends right through. Pull it down, and I have this nice little finished look. Slide it in. And that style's done. Isn't that quick and easy? You can finish the entire selection of cards in just a matter of minutes. But it was fun. I had a good time doing these. Okay, let's look at the next one. I love the designs of these next cards. Look at that sweet little cottage. And the bow is a separate piece. We'll put that on there. Then you've got this little lacy edge and birthday wishes. Opens to write in it, closes flat to mail it. So we have 2 of those, of course. And then we have this really cute little red card with the yellow and the bears. It's really cute. I love the colors in that one. So here we go. Let's make one of those. Super easy. We're going to pop out our folding piece. I'm going to pop out the piece we'll be building on. pop out our greeting for the front. We're going to pop out our little bow. It's a paper bow in this case. And we're going to pop out this little lacy piece that will go on the inside. And then we're also going to need a stopper. And we have so many choices of greetings on this one. It can be happy birthday to a special friend, thinking of you, or sending lots of love. And I use by far my family. I give my cards to my family for Christmas at the end of the year. And my family strongly requests a high number of birthday cards. That's their favorite. So I will make another birthday here. What's the favorite gift? It's a question I get asked a lot because I make hundreds and hundreds of cards a year in these demos for you and classes and other things. And people want to know, what do you do with all of those? Well, each year I seem to be making more cards, and up to this point in time, almost all of them have gone to gifts for my family, but we may be reaching a point in time where I'm going to need to donate some to nursing homes and that kind of thing, because I make so very many of them, I can't possibly use them, and I think we're getting to a point where my family won't be able to use all of them. But that'll be nice. There are some seniors there that don't get a lot of attention that I think would really appreciate having staff be able to give them some special birthday cards. And some unusual, fun handmade cards could be really special for those people. So I kind of like that idea. I think we'll pursue that. Okay, I've taken some foam squares, just like 6 of them, put on the back of this piece and attached it. Next up, I'm going to put on my little bow. And I kind of like to, you could put the bow right in the center, but that's a little too symmetrical for me. I kind of like to put the bow just slightly askew. I think it looks better that way. So what I'm going to do is put one foam square here on the part that hangs over, and then I'll put little bits of glue on the other pieces that are actually laying on the other image, where it's actually sitting right on it. And just a little bit to get the job done. Let's see, by putting that foam square there, now I can set that up on top and not worry that that it's tippy or anything. It'll be nice and solid. Doesn't that look cute? Okay, next up, this time we are going to assemble our card this way, once again face to face. And I'm going to fold this flap up. Yeah. Confused myself there for a minute, but I'm doing it right. And then I'm going to attach this piece right here. So I'm going to put a little glue or tape here. Again, many of these jobs tape would be just fine. I'm just using the glue because I have it here. And I'll line that up. There we go. Okay, next, excuse me, we need to do a little poking. See, here we have those little holes to pop out. And I didn't bring a pokey tool. I can try and use my scissors, but it might be useful to have a pokey tool for this. Bryce is getting me one. Even the smaller scissors there, honey, would be great. But they kind of create the appearance of ribbon on the edge of this piece by just making little pop-outs. I actually think I'm going to pull them off the back. If it's going to snag, I want it to snag on the back, not on the face of my paper. So I'm just poking through there gently. Don't want to tear anything, but then I can take my fingernail and just pop those off the back. It'll take you a minute to get those out, but it's a nice effect to have that little lacy edge there. And so easy. No die cutting, no nothing. Just popping the little holes out. We have some more of these on order, so if these happen to sell out after the video, please don't be concerned. I have more that should be coming in this week. So if it sells out temporarily, just check a day or two later and we should have them again. Things always tend to sell pretty quickly right after we do a video. Okay, there we go. Now on this one, I could set the entire thing up on foam squares, and that would be fine to do that. This, I personally found that it's not standing up real high when this isn't standing up real high with one foam square, so sometimes I put two foam squares under that front piece just to make it stand up enough to really catch that edge. You can try one, then if you feel like you need more, you can always put more in there, but and because we have that lacy edge, I'm putting my foam squares, I want them to be towards the front, but I'm putting them right here in this little triangular area under the lace. I'll pop. Take my little tabs off. Foam tape would work well for this too, if you happen to have foam tape available. In fact, one thing that would be great for this would be like shaker box tape, where it's 2 or 3 millimeters high, and just putting a strip along here would be great too. Whatever you want to do, it works equally well. Just make sure that whatever tape you're using, you get it up at least 2 millimeters, if not 3 or 4, because you want that to stand up enough to really catch. I'm going to glue my other edge. If it doesn't want to crease it hold enough, you can crease it a bit more and then it'll hold usually. But if you wanted to, you could always put another set of foam squares there too if you thought they needed it. Or you can lift these edges just a little bit, which is also okay. Okay, the only thing left to do is to add our little border, and this is directional because this piece is cut. It kind of has a little indent there. This piece is directional, so we'll glue that in. I could have put this on foam squares too, I guess. The other choice I have is I could, if I wanted to, I didn't choose to, I stopped it with the scallopy part, but I actually could have used this as my stopper also if I wanted to do that. I kind of want mine to stand up a little straighter. It would be laying back quite a ways to use that part as my stopper, but it's always a choice. There's no right or wrong way to do this stuff. It's what do you like when you're done? If you like it, then I think you did it right. sometimes in classes people will say to me, can I do this differently than you did? I said, please, please. That's like the most wonderful thing to happen when somebody in a class feels like they're confident enough to roll forward and do it their own way. I love that. So there we go. Here's our cute little birthday card. And that's the last of those. So we have 4 of those built. 1 left to go. Okay, next up we're going to look at these little pyramid cards. Sometimes people call them pyramid. I call them pyramids because that's what it looks like to me, where you're building the layers. You've got the pretty little flowers. Getting a good view of that? Okay. And best wishes. And of course these once again fold flat to mail. Let's make one of those. Another pink one here to do. We'll pop out our vase. Pop out the layer we'll build on, and then we'll pop out our actual layers. You notice I always pop from the back towards the front. If it's going to snag on anything, I want it to snag on the white part on the back. And even though Hunkydory is famous for the quality of their die cutting, even Hunkydory can occasionally get a little snag when you're popping out the pieces. So by popping from the back towards the front on paper that's one-sided like this is, it's a perfect way to avoid having that damage or foiling or your color on the front of your card. And for the same reason I said before, I'm going to put a happy birthday greeting on here. I had the choice of just for you or happy birthday. I'm going to go with a happy birthday. Okay, I'm going to build these pieces. Now, it's going to require some foam squares here. So I'm going to go off camera for just a minute and put all these foam squares on and peel them, because you don't want to watch me do that. And we'll be right back. Okay, we've got our pieces all foam squared. You can see I'm just using 3 or 4 pieces. 4 to the larger pieces and 3 to the smaller pieces. And now we're just going to start constructing on this scallop edge piece. And I'm just going to center the first one. Then working from the largest to the smallest, I'm going to put this over the top of the next piece and line my pattern up as precisely as I can. So all of my lines join. Now I'm going to do my next one. Don't worry if that happens, because foam squares are removable for a few minutes. The longer they sit, the more permanent they become. I'm not the right direction. There we go. It helps if you get it going the right direction. Okay. There we go. That's right where I want it. Put my next piece on. There we go. Yeah, I like that. And my final piece in the center. And just build them on out. Okay, now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take this card. I'm going to fold it with a pattern to the middle. Fold this edge up. I'm going to attach this edge. Oops, that was dumb. You can see me do silly things too. What I started to do was glue the entire piece, and the entire piece this time doesn't get glued, right? Because it's only going on the top. But that's okay, because we fixed it. This glue dries clear. It will be absolutely fine. I do want to make sure that the thing to do, the smarter thing to do would have been to attach my glue or my tape to this piece, but I wasn't doing that's the smartest way. So, learn from my mistakes. I can take it. Learn from my mistakes. And then I'm not going to fold that completely down. I'm going to let my glue, it's actually almost dry already, so it's not going to be a problem. But, okay, I've got these two little pieces left. This little ruffle goes along the front. And this happy birthday actually insets a little bit, because it will, if you don't set it up a little bit, this, once again, this is laying down a lot, and I prefer to have them stand up a little bit, so we'll glue this piece down. In place there, and then I'm going to put some foam squares on this one. These easel cards are pretty simple to make. I don't think you'll have any issues at all with these. And they're a lot of fun, and they're quick. Quick and easy to take with you. Again, just your tape or glue, whichever you decide to use, a little strand of ribbon, your foam squares, and your kit. That's all you're going to need. So if you have to visit a friend in the hospital, or maybe you want to take a project to a friend in the hospital, this would be a great one for somebody who's a patient in a hospital bed to be able to do. There's not a lot of waste to deal with. It's simple. Each project is short, so if they have to do some and then rest, this would be a great gift for a crafter who's in the hospital. Or like I said, if you're with somebody at the hospital, or waiting in an airport, or all the places that we end up waiting for people, waiting while somebody has a medical procedure, or waiting for any number of things. It'd just be great. I think about the days when I used to sit in the car and wait for my girls to finish their soccer practice. I'd park where I could watch them and then work on a project in the car. This would have been a good one for that. So there we go. They're all finished. One kit makes 16 cards. We put 4 of them together just that quickly. And I think you'll have great fun doing this. Once again, this has been the One Sheet Wonders Easel Card Kit from Hunkydory. And I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts. If you enjoy our videos and would like to be notified of when a new video is available, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also go to our homepage in our store at www.simplyspecialcrafts.com and register for our newsletter. If you register for our newsletter, not only will you receive notices of new kits when they arrive and specials and coupons that are unique to our newsletter customers, I will also, every time I publish a video, I'll send you a link to that video, and in my newsletter I've actually linked to the products that we used and the card kit that we used to make it really easy and convenient for you. So we look forward to working with you as a customer. And again, if you find these videos enjoyable, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll appreciate it. Thank you.